Hey guys, this is the Recklessly Skeptical podcast. My name's Matt.
I'm Joe.
And this is Josh.
That was weird, Joe.
I'm eating Cheez-Its.
Sure, Cheez-Its.
You can find this podcast on Spreaker and on YouTube, and you can also find our other channels, ZZZ Giant Awake and The Evil Atheist on YouTube. Join us on Facebook, The Evil Atheist. Come chat with us, have a good time, and email us at recklesslyskeptical@gmail.com.
Sweet. I think that's all we need for the intro.
Word.
Yes, it is. All right, so 2016, we're going to start with one of Matt's
Wait.
stolen...
Can you say this is me, whatever, again?
Wait, what did I say?
I screwed up. I meant to pause the music. I paused the actual recording for just a moment. We're actually live right now, so...
Oh, okay, go.
Go.
Whoa, this is Matt, and today's May 12th.
No, we have most of that. Just you need to say the date again and then reintroduce the quote.
All right, May 12th, 2016. I don't
Go.
know.
And the quote, this is from Richard Dawkins.
You're confusing me, Josh.
God, that was so hard to do.
All right, so this quote is from Richard Dawkins.
I wasn't confused at all.
I totally was.
That
He
was
said
the
start-
quote right there.
I think he needs more whiskey.
He said start with the date, so I started with the date, and then he said no.
No, I didn't. That's not what happened at all.
No, because he said, this is Matt. And he's like, no, you already said that.
Yeah, that part got recorded.
Start with the date.
And then I started with the date.
Okay, good. And then Joe interrupted you, not me.
Oh, God damn it. Maybe it's Joe's fault.
Okay.
Oh, what? How are you guys turning this around on me?
Matt's a little bit tipsy. It doesn't matter, Joe. It's all good. We're just establishing that Matt's still not saying the fucking quote.
Because you guys are fucking talking. Maybe if you'd stop fucking talking, I'd read the fucking quote.
Quote it up, bitch.
Here's a quote.
Go
Read
fuck
the-
yourself.
Read the fucking quote.
Why don't you go outside
Einstein.
and play hide and go fuck yourself? All right, quote, Richard Dawkins. Religion is about turning untested belief into unshakable truth through the power of institutions and the passage of time.
Is that a Richard Dawkins quote?
Yeah, yep, uh-huh.
What was it?
We're good.
I already left the page, man.
Oh, what?
All
Turn
right.
the page.
All right, so there was
This isn't Metallica.
so there was some mad throwdown or gauntlet throwing, or at least Joe thought he was being mad with the gauntlet throwing in the first half.
Sup?
So
Sup, homie?
I won't commit to burning or bust, and Joe's like all like fuck you. You should listen to the first half. Is what I'm getting at.
It should. You should. Mm-hmm.
It should.
Yes,
You should.
the audience as a conglomerate is an it.
Yeah. It, as in the audience, should listen to the first half of this podcast.
But yeah, I'm not committed to burning or bust
Why?
because I don't know if I have all the information to make that choice.
Well,
Can you expand on that thought?
Expand on that, please.
Expand on I lack the information. So I mean, like things that are going forward, I don't know what's going to happen in the contesting convention. I don't think that Bernie, if I were to guess, I don't think that Bernie, or not guess, but my hypothesis is that Bernie is not going to come out of that.
My hypothesis is that he is.
Sure.
And he's going to be president. President Sanders.
Okay,
Sure.
so let's say Bernie doesn't run as an independent.
Okay, so
It's-
Bernie. So if it's Hillary or Trump, and
It's
we're,
Hillary or Trump.
and we're ways down there, I'm going to have to vote with my conscience, and I don't know what that's going to be.
What?
So you think voting for Hillary is in line with your conscience?
You think voting for
I-
Hillary
I
would be
can-
better
I
than
can-
voting for Trump?
I can think of circumstances that yes, indeed.
Yes, I would say voting for Hillary is better than Trump.
I think if enough people are burning or bust, which I believe the movement is large enough, we could nominate a write-in.
Okay, so but
You mean elect?
okay,
Sorry,
so
elect a write-in.
there's some other things that you have to consider that really have to be considered. Like most of the votes for what's his name last time around?
Gary Johnson?
No, not Gary Johnson.
Ron Paul.
Ron Paul. Most of those votes 8 years ago were not counted towards anybody. So I mean, they didn't get counted. All that was left was undetermined or unlisted or whatever. There were 8 states that read the Ron Paul votes and counted them towards Ron Paul. And I don't know what Utah is as far as the state goes, but if Bernie is not the electorate or is not the nominee, a lot of his votes aren't going to get counted towards
I know
anybody.
a lot of people are already getting his name on ballots in a lot of the states, whether or not he's the nominee or not. And I know a lot of the states, even Texas right now, is shooting for that. And I know that I think they said it was a small amount that where it would matter. There was just a few states or something where it would matter. His votes wouldn't be counted. They're pushing right now to get his name on the ballots no matter what.
Yeah, and so the other thing that I want to know is, and it's most likely Utah's not going to flip, but going from the polling from a number of months ago, if Donald Trump was the elected from the Republican Party, there was a chance that either Bernie or Hillary could flip our state.
Yeah.
If that's a circumstance, and it looks like both Florida and Ohio are going to go to Trump, then this becomes an important swing state. Then there's other reasons that I don't feel like I'm ready to make that decision yet.
You know, considering those polls you just mentioned where it showed that Utah could possibly become a swing state and turn blue, seeing how polls are changing now overall, where Hillary is going down and Trump is going up, I see Utah voting for Trump.
Yeah, and that's quite possibly true. And then there's another thing that we have that is, so there were two things that Trump came out with like last week that might cause more issues than anything else. And that is that he said, "Oh, in the United States, if we default, we'll be in a position of power to make negotiate or to make agreements." The problem with that is that he's not the American dollar. The U.S. dollar is unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to think about it, is not just the dollar used for the American economy. It's the dollar used.
No, it's the basic.
Yeah, it's
note.
the currency of the world.
Yeah.
So if he's running hot enough towards the end of the election, this will be even before the vote happens in November. There will be some major economic backlash. And then he said something else, like to try and make it sound better, but he said, "Oh, what we'll do, we can't ever default. We'll just print more money." And what he's talking about there is creating inflation. And so there are some things about Donald Trump that make him, in my mind, an existential threat to.
But the Democrats have no problem with inflation either.
Yeah, exactly. And and endless war.
No,
and regime change.
I'm against endless war. I don't know if I have enough information to state exactly what I'm going to be or how I'm going to vote this fall.
And that's where I was until Joe convinced me on the last podcast.
I'm voting with my conscience.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is, if Bernie's votes aren't going to count in Utah, I'm not going to vote for Bernie. I'm going to vote for Jill Stein of the Green Party if he's not running as an independent in the circumstance that we talked about.
All right, well, all right, here's the thing. No, never mind. Nope, Bernie or bust.
Well, yeah, so you can vote for Bernie Sanders, but your vote's not going to count. You'd be better to vote for Jill Stein or for...
well, I would definitely vote
Gary
for Jill
Johnson.
Stein way before I vote for Hillary Clinton and Trump.
Sure. But if you want to make a protest vote, the best way to do it might not be for Bernie Sanders. I mean, it's
not a protest vote, Josh.
Yeah.
It's voting for the best candidate.
I'm voting for the best candidate, which is Bernie Sanders, who is my president.
But if he's withdrawn his candidacy, he wouldn't be a candidate.
Do you know most in the early years of this country, our presidents weren't like, "Hey, I'm going to run for president." All the people, all their friends were like, "Hey, we're voting for you." That's how politics ran in the early years of this country. They weren't like, "Hey, I'm running." When George Washington became president, it's because everybody said, "George, you should be president, and we're voting for you."
He was the only person to not run in some way or form.
Yes, but in the early years, people told the candidates that we're voting for you and you should be president. It wasn't just some rich fuck who came out of nowhere and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to run for, I'm going to be a senator, and then I'm going to be a congressman, then I'm going to be a governor, and then I'm going to fucking spend millions of dollars and take lobbyist money and become president."
Sure, and I agree with that lobbyist part and the rich people part, but every president since George Washington has seeked the presidential office.
Yes, but once they were influenced by the people around them.
Sure.
That they should run.
But John and the Whig Party, like the parties came out almost immediately after George Washington was no longer president. So there has been some sort of process. The process we have now is fucked.
Yes.
And if I can do anything to try and straighten that out, of course I feel like we should. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do this fall. And it might become very clear in the next couple of weeks.
So like my video that I did for the Breakfast Club a couple weeks ago was, I said in it, I'm one of those annoying independent voters that don't know what I'm going to do. So
yeah, I'm fine with being that.
You're one of those annoying independent voters.
And
okay.
I really sympathize with the Burning Your Bus movement, and I like speaking, defending that movement. Like,
just be clear though, and I appreciate that. Just be clear though that it's not the Burning Your Bus movement that will potentially cause Trump to win the election. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
that is a bullshit statement.
Okay. Fair.
It's the people who are voting for Hillary just because she has a vagina, and they're not moving over to fucking Bernie. Dude, if it was Elizabeth Warren right now running, I'd be voting for her.
Sure.
But they're voting for Hillary Clinton just because she has a vagina.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I think that's what it is. They're voting for her just because she's a woman.
No. She's an
establishment because they're pro establishment. Most people are pro-party. They're party loyalist. So they're going to vote for who they think is the strongest candidate. Even though
That's Bernie Sanders.
I know. Hold on. Even though it's bullshit, they think, oh, Hillary's the strongest candidate.
Yeah, because they recognize the name Clinton and they think, oh, everybody's going to recognize.
So
the name
they're
Clinton.
pro-Democrat. They're Democrat loyalists. So they're going to vote for her. Maybe some people are doing it because she's a woman. But I think most people are doing it because they think she can beat Trump and they're party loyalists.
And they haven't even looked into anything that she's done politically. She's fucking out of her whole, I think it was out of her, 18 years total in office. Most of that was under investigation. She's been under investigation for more of the time she's been in office than not.
But some of those
and she hasn't had any accomplishments, not one.
She's had shitty ones.
Yeah, real shitty accomplishments. When Bernie has had several upon several. They used to call him the amendment guy or whatever because he'd get shit done.
But I just want to say, Joe, you need to be careful about saying people are voting for her because she has a vagina.
I'm pretty sure that's...
I think that's probably a very small percentage.
I don't think so.
I think it's a very small percentage. And a lot of pro-Hillary people I see or pro-Democrat people I see who are going to vote for her are using slander saying people who are pro-Bernie and anti-Hillary are sexist. And that's the only reason they are anti...
Oh, are these the same people posting child porn on Bernie Sanders sites just to get them closed?
What percentage of the party do you think accepts or would do anything like that, though?
You have to, even if you think... that you need to be careful with your words because people can use that against you. That's all I'm saying.
I don't fucking care. Well, maybe I should run for presidency, and then they can't. Because apparently presidents like Hillary Clinton can do whatever the fuck she wants, have so many people killed here and so many people killed there, and it doesn't fucking matter what she does because she can do whatever she wants because she's the president.
What do you mean? What do you mean people killed here and people killed there?
Dude, all right, Libya. That was her fucking child. That was her brainchild. Fucking the Honduras coup. That was her brainchild. The fucking Haiti. That was part of her brainchild.
I don't agree with that.
And people have died because of shit like that.
I believe there's corruption when it comes to the government working with the military and the military
industrial
complex, yes, throughout the world. I completely agree there's corruption there, and there's power hungry. It comes down to oil and many other things and power in the world. But to say that's her brainchild, I think is ridiculous because
she works for Libya.
Libya. Yes, that could be possible. That's highly likely.
It is possible.
Okay, let's say it's true, all right? Benefit of the doubt, it's true. But to say it's her brainchild, I think, is ridiculous because when the high people in the government, the presidency, the secretary of state, all that stuff, they work with high-ranking officials in the military. Military gives them information and gives them options, and people in the government, civilians in the government, make choices. Now, those choices can be shitty choices.
Exactly. All of Hillary Clinton's choices
Yes,
have
I
been
agree.
shitty.
But
people are still voting for
Joe,
her, but it's
Joe,
okay. She can
Joe,
make shitty choices.
Joe, I agree. But we need to be clear.
I am clear.
No, listen. We need to be clear on the words we're using, and we need to be specific. That's why I'm saying, yes, she probably made bad choices, which is bad. People died. That's why I think her voting for the Iraq War is fucking bullshit, because the Iraq War is bullshit. And in Iraq,
And
over
she said
a
business opportunity.
Over 100,000 people died in Iraq, and many thousands of Americans have died. It's bullshit. But these are choices, and I don't think it's necessarily her like conniving this like plot to like kill people and make money. I don't think it's as black and white as that.
I think it is.
Possibly. But let's
I think we just need to be careful with our words
for the sake of
so
time.
we can keep the discussion open.
Sure. So for the sake of time, let's move forward. All right, to a lighter story. It's also kind of frustrating. This is on KSL.com, and it's from actually the Associated Press. It says Egypt official blames Tom and Jerry, this is my note, the animated series Tom and Jerry, for spreading violence. An Egyptian government official has blamed the animated Tom and Jerry series for allegedly spreading a culture of violence. The accusation by Shalal Abdel Sadiq, head of State Information Service, which is affiliated with the presidency, came out of forum held in Cairo this week. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think Tom and Jerry is causing the violence found in the Middle East?
When I was a kid, I watched Tom and Jerry. And wasn't there a little bird in Tom and Jerry in the cage, right? Isn't that
Sometimes.
Yes. And every time I watched that, and when they went after that little bird.
Well, no, it's the main thing in the show, because I think you're also thinking of, you're meshing things together. That was the cat that went after the bird was something to do with Looney Tunes, not Tom and Jerry.
Oh. Well, I was going to say.
But it's the same thing. But.
Yeah, it's the same concept. That's what made me a sadistic serial killer is that.
Oh.
I'm still stuck on the fucking people voting for Hillary because she's a woman thing.
We're waiting for Joe to say something, and he's mad over here.
Well, she fucking, dude, she even said it herself. If you don't vote for me, there's a special place in hell for you because I'm a woman.
She didn't say that. Her supporter did, but let's hang. All right, so back to Tom and Jerry. So what did you think, Joe?
Okay, well, I think there could be some truth to that. I think we put so much violence on the news, or there's so much violence on TV and on everything.
But we're talking about the Middle East, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, true. I think religion has more to do with it than anything else.
Religion and our foreign policy.
No, well, yeah, so it's the foreign policy. No. What I was going to get to is it's like, I mean, the people who do the violence are pretty upfront with why they're being violent in that part of the world. They're not saying, Allah or Jerry Akbar.
Jerry Akbar. A lot of them have said, I think it's the leader of Al-Qaeda. He releases a video every few months. And he has come out and said, because in the Middle East there's multiple Islamic groups fighting each other and fighting the West.
Yes.
And he has said in his videos that they need to join together and fight against the Western imperialist, basically. If we would fucking leave the Middle East, they would just fight each other.
For real.
Somewhat. I think that it would be a more stable area in general if we never fucked with them.
Yes, I agree. And you can say somewhat, and I completely agree, because Ron Paul talked about this, and I don't agree with Ron Paul and everything. A lot of his stuff I don't agree with. But there's what the CIA calls blowback. And if you fuck around in the Middle East since the 50s like we've done, they're going to fucking hate us.
Oh, yeah.
If we're gonna
completely agree.
We're gonna fly drones around, dropping fucking bombs all over the place, killing fucking people.
I think what they said, the majority of those bombs kill civilians.
Yes, and so here's the difference. Sorry, I'm kind of going off, but here's the difference. You have Trump saying we should go after civilians, the innocent families of terrorists, and kill them, which is fucking awful. That makes you a terrorist by definition.
But Hillary Clinton, she
Hold on.
won't say
Let
that,
me- let
but
me-
she will
Let me
do
finish
that.
the thought, and that's right in line with my thought. She said she would continue Obama's policies. Obama, he flies planes. He raised up the drone program and drops more bombs than Bush ever did, and it kills civilians.
The majority of the bombs kill civilians.
So they're both. Trump wants to kill civilians. Obama, Hillary are killing civilians. But the difference is, and this is why Hillary or Obama.
How the fuck did we just come back full circle again?
Sorry,
God damn it.
this is why Hillary and Obama are better, because and it's still awful. Hold on, no, because it's still awful, but it's still better. So they will look at a situation and say, yes, there are civilians there. We're going to drop bombs and kill them because we know there are bad guys there.
But we're talking about Egypt and animated cartoons.
Hey, I said I'm going off topic, all right? I said that.
God damn it.
Where Trump wants to specifically target those innocent civilians, Obama, Hillary, they're just going to kill them, even though...
No, they'll kill the terrorist. But if he's surrounded by innocent civilians like family and kids and all that stuff, they don't fucking care, and they're going to attack the terrorist anyway.
So I will say, and it's a little better.
To me, there's no difference.
No, I agree. It's both bad, very, very bad, but it's a little better. A small, very small percentage.
All right, so fuck
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, fuck Tom and
their
Jerry.
violence.
Matt, you've got the last two stories. You've got about 10 minutes to go over them.
Hey, let's talk about the drone program
Let's
some
talk
more.
about sex, baby.
Let's talk about the drone program. All right, Josh is over there with this just disgusted look on his face.
He's
Joe.
annoyed. I think I pissed him off earlier. I was getting pretty upset.
I think I pissed him off too. Josh, are you mad at Joe and I?
I'm not mad. I just
Or
the
me and Joe?
fucks that I had are long gone. They went out the window when you somehow I had some fucks when Joe was saying it, but then you somehow brought it around to the drone program, and we're just talking about Egypt and Tom and Jerry. And then the last handful of fucks I had just out the fucking window.
All right.
Hey, fuck it. Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Fuck this shit. You're
Tomorrow's
the guy throwing
Friday.
the papers up.
All right. So this story is coming from Pathos. Priest removed for molesting a teenager now heads a crisis pregnancy center. So, quote, in 2009, it was concluded by his archdiocese in Detroit that Reverend Kenneth Kachek molested a 16-year-old girl. He was subsequently removed from his position within the church. And now he's been hired on to direct the Guyana House Pregnancy and Parenting Residence. So this guy, and this is what makes it worse, okay? So he molested, or whatever the fuck he did, a 16-year-old girl. And now he's put in charge of a pregnancy and parenting residence, which will probably have young female, 16-year-old pregnant women, girls. And he's going to be in charge of taking care of them when, years before, 7 years ago, he molested a 16-year-old girl, and now he's going to be in charge of taking care of them and their babies.
How is he not on the sex offender registry?
I don't know.
So he should be. It sounds like he definitely should be. But I mean, that's what the church does.
Oh.
Is they move people around.
So the church, the Catholic Church moves people around, and that's why they should not be tax exempt here in the U.S. I'm pretty sure if there was an atheist, 501SC, 501(3)C, whatever the fuck it is, where some of the members were molesting people, they'd probably lose their nonprofit standing. And I think the reason why he's not on that list that you mentioned is because here in the article it says it was concluded by his archdiocese. So the church concluded, so the church did the right thing in a sense. They concluded, yeah, we think you molested this chick. You need to get out of here. But 7 years later, yeah, here, we'll put you in a place with a bunch of young pregnant girls.
If you want to keep your kids from getting molested.
Trying to make a point with a mouthful of Cheez-Its. I love it.
What we need to do is have priest-free bathrooms.
And Bernie is still fucking better than Hillary Clinton.
That's true. Burn your bus, bitches.
Whoa, Josh, why you like going off topic and shit? that hasn't happened this whole entire story until Josh did it.
I'm sorry, I get so heated.
It's fine.
I think my problem is I don't understand the reasoning for voting for such a corrupt snake type individual like Hillary Clinton. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And the only thing I can think of is people are voting for her because they're like, yay, a woman president. And I could have phrased it differently. I could have, but I'm just, oh my God, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm sorry, if you're fucking vote blue no matter who, and you hold on to your political party like that, like it's your mother's teat and it's feeding you this life milk, you're just as bad as a fucking Christian holding on to their fucking Christianity beliefs. You're just as stupid. I'm sorry, you're just as fucking dumb as a goddamn Christian redneck with his gun, and he's like, woo, God, guns, and country, blue, boo, boo, boo. You sitting over there going, vote blue no matter who. You're just as fucking dumb as that motherfucker. Do you realize that? You're holding on to your fucking political party like he's holding on to his Bible, you stupid fucking idiot.
All right. What were you going to say, Matt?
I was actually going to quote Joe because he
said me up.
He said mother teat and
milk lifeblood or whatever. I don't know what I said.
It was funny.
That lightened my mood quite a bit.
Vote blue no matter who. Go fuck yourself.
All right.
Oh, Hitler, he's running as a Democrat this year. I guess I'm going to vote for him because he's blue. Fuck you.
So there was one more, Matt, that you have?
Yes, I do. It's about marijuana because I always like to talk about marijuana, my friends.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm high on life and marijuana. Well, mostly marijuana.
All right, so opponents of marijuana, this is coming from civilized.life. Opponents of marijuana legalization often point to research suggesting that cannabis can cause psychosis or even schizophrenia, which is bullshit. But, that was my own little ad, but researchers from Western University in London, Ontario, have discovered that cannabis, or more specifically, the non-psychoactive chemical ingredient, CBD, could actually treat symptoms of schizophrenia. The remarkable thing we were able to show with CBD is that it can actually shut down and regulate the dopamine system, normalize the dopamine activity, which is what we would expect to have in any sort of treatment to be effective in treating schizophrenia-related symptoms. This is no cure for the disorder, which affects approximately 280,000 Canadians and 3.5 million Americans.
I feel like that's a lot more Americans than Canadians.
Well, there's a lot more Americans, like, in general, Canadians, but Americans are a little more crazy, I think.
Yeah.
The discovery could be a major breakthrough because current medications for schizophrenia have severe side effects. So, I just think, I think that's awesome. Marijuana, CBD, is an amazing thing. CBD, it's, they get it out of marijuana. It has no psychoactive side effects. It's been shown to reduce seizures in children that have, I can't remember what they're called. The seizure where they have like 80 seizures a day. They have seizures like all fucking day.
Yeah, I can't remember it, but yeah.
Epilepsy.
Yeah, well,
yes.
It knocks it down like
2 seizures a day.
Well, it knocks it down to like 2 seizures a month. I've been following this one guy on Facebook. I can't remember, Caden and blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what it is. but it's about this father and his son. His son had like 60 seizures a day, and he started him on the CBD treatment and stuff, and now the kid's like 7, finally isn't having seizures anymore. He's having one every month and stuff, and the kid can actually talk now. Before he couldn't even talk.
And before, I think I know the same guy. He was on tons of awful
pharmaceuticals.
Yes.
Extremely bad. Like, when he took his son into, I can't remember where, and they're like, well, we need to wean him off of this. He's still on 2 more. He was on like 10 or 20, and he's still on 2 more pharmaceuticals. They asked what they were, and the doctors were like, oh my God, there's grown men who stop taking that pharmaceutical and die. And your son's taking it?
And he was taking a large amount.
Yeah, and they had to wean him off it like extremely. And see, here's the thing, man. I'm going to say this over there. I bought some seeds because as soon as that shit's legal in Utah, I'm going to grow. But I don't keep them at my house if any cops listening. But here's the thing. What I bought, I think most marijuana, I think THC levels are 10% and CBD levels are 2 to 3%. The seeds I bought them, they weren't on LeafFly yet, and then I went and checked LeafFly later on. THC level of 15, CBD level of 15. So extremely high levels of CBD, and that's what I'm after. I'm after the medicine.
Yeah, so let me get back to the story real quick. I'll read the last sentence I read, and then I'll continue. The discovery could be a major breakthrough because current medications for schizophrenia have severe side effects. Those side effects can include vomiting, blurred vision, sexual dysfunction, and seizures. But CBD appears to mitigate the symptoms of schizophrenia without producing those terrible side effects. So a CBD-based antipsychotic drug could be a game changer for many psychiatric patients. And I just think it's awesome. And what's amazing about this is that the pharmaceutical companies can't control this. You can grow, if they legalize this across the country, which will happen in our lifetime, you'll be able to grow marijuana in your basement. Maybe you can grow 2 plants. Maybe you can grow 3 plants. And you'll be able to extract those CBDs on your own, which will be amazing. And you don't need to pay $400, $500, $600 every month for a pharmaceutical drug that yes, it helps, but it gives you all these side effects.
So you have to buy other different pharmaceutical
And with that said,
drugs.
though, I will say I do support checking with your doctor, taking medications your doctor tells you to take. But, I think some pharmaceutical companies are out there to help you, but I also think there is some that are just trying to make money.
Yeah. Well, most pharmaceutical companies are the largest companies in the world, and every large company has a think tank, and all they do is sit around and think about how they're going to make more money. If you have pharmaceutical companies that are not doing that, then it's not a big company.
Yeah, and also I just want to make sure that everybody knows that all 3 of us stand where it's not just, we don't just want marijuana for medical purposes, though. We also think that it should be legal recreationally as well.
Oh, yeah. If you can drink a 12-pack and get drunk and get in your car and be blurred as fuck and kill a family of 4, you should be able to smoke a joint.
And I don't even like that argument. Like, let me tell you why. So, I mean, we have the liberty to choose to do stuff, but I don't like saying, oh, beer's this bad, and therefore we should be able to do everything that's less bad than that. I think that marijuana on its own merits should be, under liberty, should be something that we have access to.
I completely...
Just like we have alcohol.
Yes, I agree. I'm just... It's to make a statement that's kind of hits you in the face. And that's the point. Like, I completely agree. Marijuana stands on its own. You, as a human being, should be able to put whatever you want in your body. I completely agree, and I think that's an argument on its own. But if you allow somebody to drink a fucking 5th of whiskey legally, and they can just go get in their car and drive, yes, which is illegal, but they can go buy the whiskey and they can do it, then somebody should be able to smoke a fucking joint.
Well, here's my thing. Yeah, you know what? People get drunk all the time. Why can't people smoke weed and get high all the time? Why not?
It shows the hypocrisy.
It really is hypocrisy. And I don't know, maybe the prohibition of marijuana wasn't as violent as the prohibition of alcohol, and maybe that's why it's still legal. I don't
disagree.
know.
I think that there's plenty of violence because of the war on drugs.
Yeah, well, you know what? True. I mean, you look at the drug cartels in Mexico, and they've actually been losing money and have, been losing millions of dollars ever since Colorado has made recreational legal.
Yeah, and the pot's what's floating them along. Like cocaine, there will always be drug dealers as long as cocaine's illegal.
Yeah.
And as long as opiates are controlled. So there will always be drug dealers while those two things are illegal. But I think that there would be a whole lot of damage done to the drug cartels in Mexico and in the United States if we were to legalize marijuana.
I think we should legalize cocaine.
I honestly think we need to legalize everything. Stop spending so much money on prisons.
At least decriminalize it.
Spending so much money on prisons and spending more money on treatment centers.
But here we are, a bunch of hippies, blah, 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 right?
I ain't no fucking hippie, homie.
I'm a little hippie.
All right.
A little gangsta.
You know what's funny? Joe Rogan says it best.
Sure.
He said, okay, they say smoking pot makes you a lazy fucking loser. And he's like, no. If you smoke pot and you're a lazy loser, it's because you're a lazy fucking loser. It has nothing to do with your smoking pot. And that's true. I know so many people who are very adamant and very motivated and get things done, and they have awesome jobs and they work really hard and they have almost like the perfect life, and they smoke weed, you know? They're not sitting on the couch being lazy, eating chips, and not doing anything all day. That's the type of person you are, and then you, by chance, smoke weed.
Yeah. And my final thought for Matt is, Matt, did you know you can make lube with hemp seed oil?
You can make a lot out of hemp.
Yeah, but Matt should make that lube and go fuck himself.
Hey, Josh.
What?
That wasn't as good as my go outside and play hot and go fuck yourself. But good try.
No, it was as good.
I liked it.
You didn't see it coming.
Josh,
you did not see it coming.
I liked it.
You looked blindsided like a fucking deer in the headlights.
Matt, you need to get your left hand, paint your fingernails, sit on it, okay, until it goes numb, and then grab your dick kind of upside down like this, and put some hemp oil and go fuck yourself.
Well, that was.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah,
I don't.
Sounds like Joe's explored this thought process.
You've never done the stranger?
Joe paints his fingernails so it looks like a chick, and then
and then I sit on my hand until it goes numb, so it doesn't feel like me.
All right,
I think we need to end.
Yeah,
we need to end the podcast.
And it's got to be your left hand. You're not your usual.
Not your dominant hand.
They call it a threesome because there's 3 of them. They call it a twosome because there's 2 of them. Now I know why they call you handsome.
Ah.
Oh.
I like it.
All right.
Okay, so music to go out. So why don't you take us out, Matt, while I locate that?
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Remember to send us an email at recklesslyskeptical@gmail.com. Remember to check out our channels here at YouTube, Recklessly Skeptical, ZZZ Giant Awake, and The Evil Atheist. Join us on Facebook, The Evil Atheist. Chat with us. Comment on these videos. Do all that shit. You know what we want you to do. We love you. I'm going to go home now and finish off this bottle of yummy whiskey.
And probably smoke some pot.
Isn't it pronounced whiskey?
Whiskey. And yes, Josh, I will probably smoke some pot.
Why are you saying it that way? Why am I saying what way?
Until next time, think passionately.